Enrollment at UWGB is up this year, but some majors could be dropped. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter, Andrew Amuzu, with that reason and what some students and the provost are now saying. And the mayors of both cities address the successes and potential challenges of hosting the NFL draft in Green Bay in 2025. If you look up some of the tallest buildings in town, you'll find that the Bellin Hospital, St. Vincent Hospital, and the Monroe Plaza Apartments are towards the top of that list. Sharon says that the next Bring Your Own 5 event will happen in July of this year, and it's the love for the game. That's breaking barriers and creating relationships for people of all ages. Fully approving the Cambria Hotel has been nothing more than a process full of adjustments since the first time we reported on it. Now, nearly 3 months later and a lot colder, the decision for the new hotel is now in. There is no doubt that the rivalry between Kimberly High School and Kaukauna High School is alive and well. But in one-of-a-kind fashion, sportsmanship brought both sides together. As the temperature starts to drop, you might need more of these, which also means you'll start to see more of these as the holidays fast approach, but you could also start to see more of these as the flu and other illnesses start to surge. How a small step towards success ended up being a giant leap in Kaukauna history. Yeah, Nina, I'm at the Allegheny County Democrats building where they say the weather actually changed their plans for tonight. Originally, they had a watch party scheduled, but due to the snow, they had to cancel it. So far this year, there have been 3,450 crashes reported in Brown County. Now, this time last year, that number had surpassed 3,800. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter, Andrew Amuzu. And while police say numbers are down this year, they also say majority of those crashes have involved people 65 years or older. And during this season of giving, one organization that is rooted in supporting BIPOC businesses, which are businesses owned by Black, Indigenous, or other people of color, is once again launching its campaign for the community to get involved in making a big difference this holiday season. 2 weeks ago, I looked into the surge of noisy drivers downtown, much louder than this. And I actually just got news that some polling places have lost power due to the snow. And so Kelly Fenton of Allegheny Dems says that although the snow is going to affect voter turnout, he expects Biden to still secure the nomination. We'll be at Titletown Brewing later tonight as the results come in. Some people call Green Bay Shark Tank. One coordinator says this: better. It's already that time where you'll start to see more of these signs in your area. But just around the corner, it's damage to them that's also becoming more frequent. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter, Andrew Amuzu, outside of Legacy Hotel, and it isn't even finished being built yet. But over at Badger State Brewery, hotel staff is already encouraging the community to fill out this application to get a chance to work at a luxurious hotel in what they call a family-like atmosphere. Free telescope viewing will also be available. Hey, and don't forget, you'll also get to see the moon's craters, phases of Venus, and other deep sky objects.
Been so far?
Well, this season so far has been a season full of tests, and I know that this is a new era within the NFC North, really. I mean, you're really seeing it with this new look, Detroit Lions scenario coming into Lambeau Field. The atmosphere here has been electric, and the fans' excitement has been electric all afternoon long, inside and outside of Lambeau Field. 70,000 plus people making their way down to Lambeau Field for this very special event, and they are kept very busy. But with this season full of tests, Jordan Love has had a great study guide preparing for the test under Aaron Rodgers. But that first test really being that first game against the Chicago Bears week 1, and he was superb. And then last week, that come from behind win against the New Orleans Saints in the home opener, that was test number 2. And this game is going to be test number 3. This is actually the first time. This is a really cool fun fact that I saw, that since 1986, this is the first time that the Detroit Lions are picked as the favorites against the Packers.
Saw that too.
QB1.
It's incredible.
1986.
Yeah.
I know I wasn't born by then.
I wasn't even born yet,
so
man.
This is beyond me. This is definitely a new era. Oh, the weather outside is frightful. Well, some Packer fans and Chiefs fans could relate to that song right about now, and others are embracing the elements of the frozen tundra. I spoke with Packers and Chiefs fans on if this is ideal football weather and what's ideal for them. So at Southwest High School, leadership is proven to be just as important off the field as it is on the field. And they have a new leadership group within the football program to prove it, all run by the athletes themselves. There are too many bigger weekends in high school than homecoming. And this weekend marks Pulaski's homecoming celebration, which creates even more excitement ahead of today's game. I spoke with a football player within the program about what it takes to prepare for a big weekend like this. We have finally made it to AT&T Stadium, a place where Dallas Cowboys head coach and former Packers head coach Mike McCarthy has called home. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu with a closer look into this playoff reunion between Coach McCarthy and the Green Bay Packers. Cowboys are called America's team, but don't leave out the Green Bay Packers in that conversation because it is clear that the green and gold runs nationwide. And Monday afternoon, the dates for the NFL draft were announced, and it will be happening on April 24th through the 26th. If you think you've been targeted by a scam and want to file a report with police, we have a link available right now on NBC.com. And Buck suggests that instead of looking at the side of your tire for the maximum tire pressure, you can look at a placard like this on the inside that'll give you exactly what your tire needs. There have been 265 auto thefts so far this year, and 182 of those have been of Kias and Hyundais. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu at Life Memorial Park, where police and local dealerships are teaming up to prevent further car thefts, and it doesn't cost owners a dime. And a worker from Midwest Restoration tells me that this process to recover this home and bring the family back in could take up to 6 to 8 months. And the most important thing right now is to find a place for the family, and they said that they will aim to help provide the family with meals and gifts ahead of this holiday season. 39 years of the Green Bay Holiday Parade, and this year is no different. The whole city, it seems like, coming out for this festive morning. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu, highlighting the festivities. Now, many fans may not have expected this early release date, and if you look at this 6 p.m. showing, only 10 tickets were sold. And I spoke with the general manager at Bay Park Cinema, and she says for Friday, she expects a Swiftie frenzy. Doesn't matter whether it's summer, winter, spring, or fall, exploring the great outdoors is what staff say is most important in teaching the next generation of shining stars! Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu in downtown Green Bay, where I spoke with a local farmer ahead of Easter about surging egg prices and how a local restaurant is dealing with it. We'll also have stories tonight from your neighborhoods of De Pere and the Lakeshore. But first, it's shaping up to be a wet start to our weekend. Meteorologist Michael Fish is here with our forecast. In 1 hour, the Golden Eagles will take on the North Carolina State Wolfpack. Delaney Bry was at the hotel where the team was staying and caught up with some of the players' parents. Walk into the main salon and spa, and you might not have realized that just 6 months ago, a third of this building, after a car crashed into it, partially collapsed. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu with a special look inside and what the business owner has to say about it.
Relieved.
One word to describe how main salon and spa owner Betts Castro Rodriguez is feeling 6 months later.
It was very uncertain, but now today I feel relieved that we were able to reconfigure and rehab and refit the salon now to I think is a good and great experience actually for our clientele.
We have followed Betts and his efforts to repair his salon and regain what was lost after a car crashed into the Main Street Commons building 6 months ago today.
You never expect something like that to happen, right? You never expect to see your business crumble literally before your eyes.
The driver of the vehicle was 29-year-old Marissa Reed. She faces 3 felony accounts, including reckless driving causing great bodily harm, bail jumping, and driving while suspended. Her next court appearance is on April 9th. A few days later, the partially collapsed portion of the Main Street Commons building was demolished. The owner of the building declined to comment about the future development. Betts remembers the emotions of the day.
Well, in this image right here, it's my wife and I. And she's being the support, it's a great wife right behind me, right there. And just being the strength to help me, you can just literally see she just helped me almost like stand. And there's a lot of emotion running through me, but I have got to contain and know that it's going to be okay.
Betts says he considered moving his business to other salons under a new name, but his staff was determined to stay.
When they gave me that kind of response, I knew that we had to, dust off, get up on our feet, and make this happen.
Lupe Vera has been part of the entire journey.
Now we're back, we're seeing clients come in and we're being busy.
With business back in full swing, Betts reaffirms his forgiveness for Marissa Reed.
If I carry a burden of hatred and anger towards this person, I can't focus on what my today and tomorrow needs to be.
And Betts agrees that even though the building may crumble, his passion for his craft and teaching the next generation of hairstylists never will. Now, it's time for a shape up. In Green Bay, Andrew Amuzu, NBC26. For the past few weeks, I've reported on noisy driving downtown and frustrated neighbors. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu, now at an auto repair shop where I get a closer look into how drivers are making their cars louder. Exhaust Pros Chris Vingrowski says they get a lot of requests to make cars louder.
I think there's good tones, and then there are bad tones.
He says the work is all by the book, nothing illegal, and he tries to let customers know what to avoid.
You're going to get pulled over. This is going to be obnoxious. That is where I try not to go, because one, it just ends up bad for everybody.
Chris says it's not just young people coming in, but adults born in the 50s and 60s looking for a sporty sound.
I'm here to do what the customer would like me to do within a legal realm.
I went back to the shop later on to see exactly how it's done.
I've been doing this for 11 years now.
This mechanic agreed to talk if we didn't identify him, concerned about how hard and loud some drivers push cars on the street. The process to modify a muffler takes about an hour.
I do this stuff in my sleep, so it sort of puts a little weight on your shoulders too, you know, but it's like, I'm here doing my job.
First, he removed the muffler, shaped a pipe,
So now we'll just get our first initial bend in it.
cut it to fit, before welding it in place.
There we go.
After the job's done, there's a difference from before and after. He says they do 1 to 2 of these mods a day.
Yep, I'd say most of the people here that come through here, they just want to hear the vehicle. They're not out there to be horsing around.
The mechanic said that he believes social media is playing a role in blinding young enthusiasts to the repercussions of loud, unsafe driving. I also reached out to the city for an interview and specifics on the noise ordinance and what rises to a violation. I'm still waiting to hear back. In Green Bay, Andrew Amuzu, NBC26. A brilliant man faces multiple felony counts after being caught attempting to meet up with an underage girl in this Green Bay parking lot. I'm your Green Bay neighborhood reporter Andrew Amuzu with more on those charges and the private group that exposed him.
I suggest you have a conversation with us and be honest.
This video shows Courtney Elizabeth confronting 42-year-old Jesse Poole in a Green Bay Walmart. Elizabeth says she travels the country, partnering with group predator catchers of Indianapolis to expose sexual predators. According to a criminal complaint, Poole spent days messaging and sending nude videos to a girl on Instagram he believed was 13 years old. Investigators say it was a decoy set up by predator catchers.
What's going on, man?
It's just been a very long time since I've been with anyone, and I was getting really desperate, I guess.
I went to Poole's home in Brilliant to ask about the charges. We just came out here, all the way out here, to give you the opportunity from your point of view. We heard about the charges against you to see if you want to speak on that. We just wanted to give you opportunity. All right. According to court documents, the confrontation with Elizabeth happened in Green Bay, but Poole's been charged with child sex crimes in Calumet County, where he lives. Brilliant police wouldn't comment on the investigation, but gave a statement about the sting operation, saying in part, quote, that a citizen or a group of individuals are not law enforcement officials, and the danger to the person cornering a potential suspect is very real. Green Bay Police also told us in part, quote, the Green Bay Police Department does not recommend taking legal action on your own due to the risk that it poses. Court records show Poole bonded out for $2,500 last Friday. Poole's next court appearance will be on April 29th at the Calumet County Courthouse. In Green Bay, Andrew Amuzu, NBC26.